Hello, and welcome to Fresh View. My name is Leora, and I will be your narrator.
In this presentation, we will address the question, why does it make sense to believe in God, and what does it really mean? To believe that God exists does not necessarily mean that you believe in God. But before we dig further into that statement, let's take a moment to consider a few facts we mortals rarely take the time to think about. Human beings have very little control. We may convince ourselves that we are powerful and in control, but in reality, we're not. But there is one thing we have total control over, and short of severe brain damage, even the Almighty Himself would not take it from us. In fact, He gave it to us. It is the power to choose. In her book, What to Do When People Get on Your Nerves, Muriel Randolph writes about how futile it is to convince ourselves that we have control over other people, when it's obvious that even when it comes to our own children, we can be rendered helpless. She points out how whatever control we do have over others only exists if they give over that control. We have even less control when it comes to the bare necessities we need to survive. When it comes to these things, we are totally dependent and lack control. For example, if our ecosystem ceased to do what it does naturally, we wouldn't have food. Also, when it comes to the food we do have or purchase, we have no control over what's in it, unless we're farmers. We eat the food we buy trusting and believing that there's nothing in it that could kill us. Of course, we know that those we trust to reap and distribute our food sometimes let us down. We also don't have control over the water that we trust others to package or purify for us. Even when it comes to the air we breathe, we could find ourselves absolutely helpless if a contaminant was released into the air that could kill us, as was the case on January 6, 2005, when a 42-car freight train carrying 3 chlorine tank cars struck a parked train in Graniteville, South Carolina. 9 people died in the accident, 8 from inhaling chlorine gas. Of the 8 chlorine victims, 6 were working in a nearby mill. 1 was found in a vehicle, and another was in a nearby home. Human history is full of instances like Graniteville's, where lives are lost due to our lack of control and dependency on others. We are vulnerable beings, dependent on other vulnerable beings, all of which are dependent on the systems and cycles the Almighty created through nature to provide for our very survival. Some believe that nature and our existence just came about without the involvement of any form of intelligence. But the truth is, whether we wish to accept it or not, we are created beings. The fact that we are so vulnerable and dependent on so many things for the life of our bodies should make it obvious as to why it just makes sense to believe that a creator exists. But we should want more than to just know of his existence. Think about it. Would you just ignore a written opportunity provided by a billionaire to give you anything of benefit you asked for, or the opportunity to be considered a part of his family? Now, getting back to the first statement. To believe that God exists does not necessarily mean that you believe in God. Believing in God means to accept that He means what He says and says what He means. It means to embrace as reality that he is capable of doing what he has given his word to do, and that he can be counted on. It's so seldom that we think about all that we can count on him to do, and as shown above, we're not in control of very much. It's also crucial that we understand what great lengths the Almighty has gone through, his long suffering with the evil in this world, and what he endured to give you access to him and the opportunity to see. He wants you to have a close, personal, affectionate, and trusting relationship with him as your father, as your guardian, provider, and your teacher. And because of his extremely high position and the consequences that come with unplugging oneself from the source of life, he has provided a way for you to reconnect to that source, a door through which you can come to him. Because the consequences were irrevocable, he had to watch his only begotten Son suffer to take on those consequences. He watched him suffer horrible torture and death so you wouldn't have to face the inevitable. And so now, because of the sacrifice he was willing to make, you don't have to settle or be limited to this mundane mortal existence. There's a whole new age you can look forward to. Just think about it. You are already dependent on him for your very being anyway, including the very air you breathe. Doesn't it only make sense to take time out from the life he's given you to get to know him? Let him teach you the real meaning of life. Because trust me, what we mortals call life is not living at all. Only the founder of life can reveal what life really is and your true role and purpose in it. Look around you. Is this what life is supposed to be like? Is this world really worth giving up all that he has to offer? In his word, it's written that what he has to offer in the new age on this earth is too magnificent for our mortal minds to even imagine. Oh, but my friends, it is life as it was intended.
Fresh View Books and Productions is a trade name of Art for Growth, a 501c3 nonprofit organization. If you would like to support our organization, please subscribe and visit our website. There you can make a donation or make a purchase of the following books and more. We hope to see you at our next presentation. Until next time, goodbye.
It's enough to make your spirit weak, so strong it makes you cry out loud. Hear me now. Where are the believers? Those burning lights shining through our darkest times. Where are the believers? Please take your stand. We need you now. Where are the believers? There are children too young to fight. They could use a ray of righteous light, so bright they might see goodness reign and praise His name. Where are the believers? Those burning lights shining through our darkest times. Where are the believers?